Okay, welcome. I heard a phrase that's often used earlier, and I want to do a reading on it. It's children are resilient. Oh, yes, that's because children are resilient. Oh, children, they get over it. Don't worry. You hear that a lot, you know? And while that may be true that children bounce back, thank God, let's not assume that it is without wounds. I think that's what we as adults are cleaning up a lot of um, inner child wounding. And so I don't want it to be a thing where we pretend that children don't get hurt and it is not permanent until you do some cleaning later on as you get older and realize that patterns are from toxic, things or memories or traumas. So, or just repeated behaviors that you were witness to or had to endure. And I just want to encourage us to start thinking about that before we assume that children will just get over it. And then we're more tempted to repeat things that are unnecessary, knowing that they will get over it. I think if we don't think that way and we remember that we are cleaning up wounds, that we'll start to parent in a way that understands what we do matters. It's not about forcing them to get over anything. It's about bringing them in a conducive, harmonious environment that is conducive to love, nurturance, understanding, safety, all the good stuff. All the good stuff. No, yes, things do happen. And then that's when you hope that they will be resilient. But that is the after, something that you can't prevent. But we don't want to get into the habit of depending on their Nine of Wands, resilient, wounded warrior. They're children. They're not warriors. They shouldn't have to get over it again and again and again. So with that, I'm going to start with this deck and see what spirit. Just be more mindful and very cautious, very careful with little ones. Putting them first, deciding to become a parent is about putting the child first. Making sure that they don't have many instances where they have to just get over anything. And if it happens and it's unforeseeable, it's unavoidable, you're human. Do not beat yourself up. Carry on with love. Go forth in love. But it's not an excuse to just make decisions that are selfish, that are self-serving, just assuming that children will get over it. Okay. And I'm told, too, that's for caregivers and teachers as well. Wow. Okay. Whew, Spirit isn't playing around because I already was thinking this, but I was letting the cards come out. Uninvited guests and intuition. Children have a sixth sense. They do have an intuition about people that sometimes they can't even express verbally because they just don't know, like, where is it coming from? They have no grounds to base it on. Perhaps they're even too young to put together that kind of a conversation. But they may have an inkling that someone is not to be trusted, a guest that comes over, someone that is, this is how this guest looks to them. You see them as a new friend, Tom, that you met, a new buddy that you're going to hang out with. But this child, like a cat in a way, senses that this person is not supposed to come around. But who are they to say anything? Because a lot of times children don't get a vote in who comes and goes in their house. It depends on the household. But 9 times out of 10, it's not a vote. It doesn't go, they don't get to have a weigh-in on that conversation. or decision. So we have that coming out. Just thinking about that, people that come and go, and how do your children feel? How do they act? What is their body language when time comes around, or when Barbara is in, the kitchen? What else, Spirit? Performance, camouflage, laugh at revenge. With this clown, I'm getting that performance. A child might be laughing, or smiling when deep down they are hurting. Deep down they are affected. They don't want you to worry, so they're not going to. Not only that, they assume that they're acting how they were trained to act, like everything is okay. Go along, So keep that in mind as well. They may not be as resilient as you think. Reconcile, repair, cure, understanding, concession. With this, I'm getting like reconciliations, the whole breakup drama, whether it's the child's parents, like you and the child's father or the child's mother, okay? Or your put it, your trials, like, you're just seeing people, you're dating, okay? Your dates, no one's serious, but they're just coming around and you're trying them out, so to speak. Your children don't need to be part of the drama, the emotional arguments, the back and forth, he's here 1 week, someone new is showing up the next week. This kind of thing, until they are going to be someone that is very, very long-term and serious, I think that they can be spared the roller coasters. And it just needs to be a situation that's kept outside of them. Yeah, until a commitment can be made. And this commitment with someone that is an invited guest, that passed the child's intuition, that they are not smiling around and performing and acting like they are okay with, that you're not having back and forth roller coaster arguments with. Okay. Okay, Spirit. Whether it's about the child or about you, the adult, that may have gone through some things, that wish that you were spared. Let's get a few cards. See what Spirit wants to say from these. Ignore the reversals. I don't have these, and I take them just in the upright, this particular deck. Okay, can I have one more instead? I'm sure a lot wants to come out, but can we just have one more, Spirit? Thank you. Silence. The fear of conflict is choking your growth. Let the discomfort come. Let the truth breathe. Yes, I'll move these aside until we get to those. Yeah, but look at her. First thing I thought is she looks like a child. Her face, like a child who is not allowed to speak up. A child who is miserable, in fact. So the fear of conflict is choking your growth. Let the discomfort come. Let the truth breathe. In your adult relationships, this could be romantic, it could be friendships, it could be at work. You could be someone who just does not speak up. Because as a child, whether it was put upon you by force, sit down and shut up, or you just inherently got the cue that that's what was expected of you, you as an adult don't speak up. Or maybe your child may grow up to be an adult that won't speak up if you are encouraging them to stay silent. And at times when they really need to speak up. Anybody always needs to speak up when they feel compelled. I don't believe there's an age on when you should speak or be allowed to speak. Unless, of course, you're purposely, and that's for an adult or a child. Believe it or not, even adults can be annoying and go jabbering when you don't want to hear them. So it's not just a child thing. A pet can, any kind of noise can be unwelcome, when you want silence. But I'm just saying, I don't think that it should be okay, well, until you're 18 or until you're 15 or until you're 10 or whatever age, that you have to just remain silent until I ask you a question that's so not acceptable. Next, projections. Why is this here? Not everything you feel is a fact. Sometimes your mind is filling in blanks with old stories. So some things may not be going on in your life that you are imagining. Some things you could just be carrying from your childhood, because I'm relating this to childhood, childhood residue, for instance. And it could be something that you just carry with you so much that you think it's going on right now. Like kind of these birds being her subconscious, and wherever she goes, they're there. No one else sees them. These are her thoughts. And birds do air. Air is like, the suit of air is thoughts and messages. So I'm thinking that's what is going on here. Wow. And having to shut them out constantly, it can be a lot of work. Shutting out stuff that you should have left behind long ago. And it's just plaguing you. Next, unshakable. The path may be brutal and full of obstacles, but your purpose is stronger. Keep going and it will all be worth it in the end. So whoever you are, if you had a rough childhood, you are on a path, and the path has been brutal, and part of that brutal path was your childhood, is what I'm taking. It was full of obstacles, but your purpose was to, I don't want to just say simply learn from it, but to be able to relate to others that also have those similar walks. And I won't say that any pain is worth it, though the card says it'll be worth it in the end. I'm going to keep it real. I don't think that pain is worth it. I don't. I just don't. But since you had to go through it, it's better to transmute it and make something good out of it than to just like dwell in the pain or make it not count for something. Okay? Let's just put it that way. Wow. So make it count. Change somebody else's life, like your child. Don't carry those same things that damaged you into your parenting, into your teaching, your classroom, into your counseling, your, pediatric patients, whatever it is, whoever you are around children. Spending time with your godchildren or your nieces and nephews. Let's get one final angel message. Thank you. Ooh, what a message to get. 777 miracles. What once felt unreachable is now entering your field of reality. Stay in your frequency of trust and expect to witness the extraordinary made real. This kind of matches this unshakable. You went through a path and you're unshakable. If you had a rough, childhood, and you learn how to use it to your best ability and to make you that great teacher, that great parent, that awesome activist even. This is saying that this is how you reach miracles. This is how they come into your reality. So stay in your frequency of trust is the extra message in case you're kind of like wobbly. Stay trusting and expect the extraordinary to be made real. So with that, thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next reading.